بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we will see how do we calculate the probability of compound events. Let's begin. We have to remember that in the case of a successive without replacement selection, we use an arrangement or we use the product of numbers that decrease by 1. And in case of a successive with replacement selection, we use n to the power p or powers, and in case of a simultaneous selection, we use the combination. Let's see this example. We have an urn that contains 5 red balls, 3 white balls, and 2 green balls. So it contains 10 balls, and we need to select 3 balls simultaneously from the urn. So we are talking about a combination, remember, and we don't have any order. We have the following events. We need to calculate P of A, P of B, P of C, and P of D. Let's begin with P of A. The selected balls are red, so we need to select the 3 red balls from the urn simultaneously. So it would be, for the numerator, we need to select 3 red balls, so we need to select 3 out of 5. And in the denominator, in general, the number of possible cases, we need to select 3 balls out of 10. And this would be 1 over 12. So it will be the number of favorable cases over the number of possible cases. Now for P of B, we need to select balls that have the same color, means that they could be 3 red or 3 white, and they cannot be 3 green. This is 3 red or 3 white, 3 out of 5 plus 3 out of 3. Remember, or is represented by plus, and in general, we are choosing 3 out of 10. Now for P of C, the selected balls should have different colors. So we need to pay attention here because different colors and same color are opposite events. So the sum of their probabilities would be 1. So P of C plus P of B is 1, means that P of C is 109 over 120. And finally, P of D, we need exactly 1 red ball among the selected balls. Exactly 1 red means that we need 1 red ball and 2 non-red balls. 1 red and 2 non-red, so 1 out of 5 and 2 out of the other 5 balls over the same total. So this would be 5, 12. Let's see this application. A factory has 8 engineers, 22 technicians, and 5 administrators. In fact, it has 35 employees, and we need to select 4 employees simultaneously from this factory. We have these events. We need to calculate P of A, P of B, P of C. Try to do it alone. Well, for P of A, the selected employees are engineers, so we need to select 4 engineers, 4 out of 8 over 4 employees, 4 out of 35 in general. Well, try to find P of B alone. For P of B, we need to select 2 technicians, 1 engineer, and 1 administrator. So 2 out of the technicians, 1 out of the engineers, and 1 out of the administrators over 4 out of 35. And we are always using combination because the selection here is simultaneous. Try to do P of C alone. For P of C, we need exactly 1 technician. So in other words, we need 1 technician and the 3 non-technicians. And the non-technicians are the 8 engineers and the 5 administrators. So we need to choose 3 out of 13. And this would be the final answer. Let's see the second application. A club has 20 participants. It has 12 men and 8 women. We need to select a group of 3 participants simultaneously. So we need to select 3 out of 20. Let's see the events. We need to calculate P of E. Try also to do it alone. E is the event where the selected group has at least 1 man. Well, we're going to see it in two different ways. At least one man could be one man, two women, or two men, one woman, or three men. And in this case, this would be the answer. It's a combination, which is 271 over 285. And we're going to see another method. In fact, I'm going to put all the possibilities in this rectangle. If I want to choose three persons, we could have 0 men, 3 women. We could have 1 man, 2 women, or 2 men, 1 woman, or 3 men and 0 woman. If I want at least 1 man, it means I want the green area, which is going to be the whole minus the red area. So what is P of E? It's going to be the probability of the whole, which is 1, the probability of omega, 1 minus the probability of choosing 0 man, 3 women, which is here. And this would be 1 minus the probability of choosing 3 women is 3 out of 8 over 3 out of 20, which is the same answer, 271 over 285. Now we're going to see that this method is easier and it's more practical, especially when we are selecting a bigger number of persons. Now here for 3 participants it would be okay, but let's say if we want to choose a group of 5 or 6 participants, it would not be that practical to use the first method, so we use the second one, and it could be summarized as the probability of at least one item is 1 minus the probability of not any item. In this example, the probability of at least one man is 1 minus the probability of not any man, and the probability of not any man means that we have 3 women. Now let's see the second example. Now we're going to change the selection. We're going to select successively without replacement. An urn contains 5 red, 3 white, and 2 green. We still have 10 balls, and we need to select 3 balls out of these 10, but successively without replacement. Remember, in this case, this is the case of successive without replacement. We're going to use the arrangement, and we have to pay attention to the order. And instead of the arrangement, we can also use the product of numbers that decrease by 1. Let's begin finding the probability of A, which is the probability of selecting 3 white balls. So we need here to choose white, white, white. For the first white, we have 3 possibilities. For the second white, we have 2 possibilities. And for the third white, we have only 1 possibility. Over, in general, we are talking about 10, 9, 8. Remember, the total decreases by 1 because this is a successive without replacement selection. So this would be the answer. Now for P of B, the selected balls have the same color. They could be 3 red or 3 white, and they cannot be 3 green. So here we have red, 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 which is 5, 4, 3, or white, 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 which is 3 to 1, and or is represented by a plus over, in general, 10, 9, 8. Now for P of C, exactly 2 white balls are selected. So in this case, we have white, white, non-white, and don't forget the order. White, white, non-white times the order. The white is a 3, another white is 2, and the non-white in this case would be the red or the green, which are 7. And the order, we have a word that contains 3 letters. This is 3 factorial. Over, we have 2 letters that are repeated, 2 factorial. And the answer would be 7 over 140. Now let's see this application. In a box there are 5 different kinds of cheese, 4 different kinds of cereals, and 7 different kinds of spaghetti. Hani wants to select 4 items randomly and successively without replacement. So we need to select 4 items out of 16 items from the box, and the selection would be successive without replacement. These are the events. Let's begin finding P of A. Try to find it alone. Well, for A, the selected items are non-cheese. We need to choose 4 items that are non-cheese. And for the non-cheese, we have the cereals or the spaghetti, which are 11. So we get 11, 10, 9, 8. And in general, we have 16, 15, 14, 13. Try to do P of B alone. Well, for P of B, we have only one kind of spaghetti is selected, so we need to select one spaghetti and 3 non-spaghettis, and don't forget the order here. This would be the answer. Now for part C, try also to do it alone. Use the formula for at least one. At least one kind of cheese is selected. So in this case, the probability of at least one kind of cheese would be 1 minus the probability of not any cheese. So which is 1 minus the probability of A in this case, and this would be 149 over 182. Notice here that in the first case we didn't use the order because the 4 letters are the same, whereas in the second case we used the order because we have different letters. Let's see this application. In a bag there are 4 different books, 3 different copybooks, and 5 different pens. So in fact, in this bag we have 12 items, and Hani wants to select 3 items randomly and successively without replacement. We are still in the case of successive without replacement, so we have to respect the order and we need to use the arrangement. Try to begin by calculating P of A. Well, for A, the selected items are of the same type, so we have to choose 3 books or 3 copybooks or 3 pens. 3 books, 3 copybooks, 3 pens without any order, and this would be the answer. Try to do P of B alone. Here we have the selected items are of 3 different types. Pay attention. 3 different types. So in this case, we need book, copybook, pen times the order because we have different letters, and the order in this case would be a 3 factorial. We have in fact 4 books. This is 4. We have 3 copybooks. This is 3. And we have 5 pens. This is 5. And for the denominator, it's always 12, 11, 10. Try to find P of C alone. Well, the selected items are of different types, and different and same are opposite events. So what is the probability of different types? It's 1 minus the probability of same type, which is 1 minus P of A. Try to see the difference between the 2 events B and C. For event B, we need 3 different types, so they should be books, copybooks, and pens, whereas for the event C, they are of different types, so they could be 2 books, let's say, and 1 copybook, 2 books and 1 pen. These are different types, but they are not of 3 different types.